Hey, welcome to Blue Jacket Apiary. It is a gorgeous day here in the middle of Missouri. It's probably 58, 59 degrees, supposed to get up to the low 60s. Little windy, not too bad, but man, we're going to get out here. Swarm season is upon us. I've already seen people posting on Facebook and other social media that, they're putting out swarm traps. They've already caught swarms, etc., etc., etc. I'm hoping to get out at the very beginning of swarm season. I haven't seen a whole lot in my area, but we're usually a week or so behind from the people that I have seen. So that means ours is coming. I got to get on top of it so that the ladies back there don't have a chance to swarm. And if they do, I'm hoping to either prevent it or take advantage of it, one or the other. I got 4 colonies now. If I can get up to 7 this year, man, that'll be amazing. I'll be so stoked. So we're going to get busy. Stay tuned. All right, so we're going to pop the top, take a peek, see what's going on. This is one of my outside hives. If you remember the last video I did, the outside hives were just gymongous. Yes, that's a word. Holy smokes. I would bet money that wow, that's huge. All right, so we're gonna pop the top and we're gonna see exactly what we got going on, because as you just saw, it's rather large, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be happy. So we'll see. That's what I thought. Now we're going to start looking for, we're going to see if we got any swarm cells going on. I'm hoping I don't, but if I do, that's going to be a good thing, because that means I can start thinking about splits. Well, nice to see some honey. Nope, they're not going to be happy about that one, but starting to put away some honey. It's good to see. Well, I haven't seen any brood so far. That's okay, because I'm only 3 frames in. They tend to do it towards the middle and work their way out. So we'll see. I got some larvae. Those will be covered here in a day or two. Hive beetle. You dirty rotten. That was a hive beetle. It's still a hive beetle now, it's just a dead one. All right, now we're talking. So we got some drone brood, got some regular broods, more drone. That means swarm season's coming. See if we can find the queen. Quick perusal. Let's see her there. Man, that's a nice frame. It's quite a bit of drone here, but then quite a bit of brood in the middle. This hive's going to explode here in about a week, and it's just going to get monstrous. I'm going to have to get ahead of it, or I'm going to lose out. What I might do shake a couple of frames into the smaller hive. Oh, there's the queen. There we go. Oh, that's not her. Well, so far I've not seen any swarm cells. That's a good sign. But there's a load of drones. So that means it's coming. So that means I'm gonna have to go get another box and have to institute some swarm control measures. What I'll do is I'll end up putting a queen excluder in the middle, an empty box on top, and a couple of these frames that have brood in them. I'll move them up, and that'll make some empty space in the bottom box, which, knock wood, they won't swarm. That's the theory anyway. That's it's a trick that we can use. Sometimes it works. We'll see. Stand by. All right, so we're gonna have to get busy because they are not happy. The whole tone of the hive has changed. So see if we can get them to move down, move out of the way. There we go. Down. Come on, ladies, you're gonna have to move. There we go. No, you're not happy. There we go. Put 10 frames back down below. Do you remember? Nope, I sure didn't. right. So I moved a couple frames of brood up to the top box, put the queen excluder in the middle to keep the queen from going up and laying a bunch of eggs on the top box, which I don't want. What I've done is created a whole lot of space in the brood nest, moved it up here. The queen excluder will allow the nurse bees to come up, take care of the brood, keep it warm, etc., etc. And then when they all hatch, leave their cells, they'll all head to the bottom, do whatever. But in the meantime, like I said, what I've done is created a lot of space down here, and hopefully, knock wood on the frames, that they won't swarm and they will just keep getting big, because I have some plans. All right, so this was one of my smaller hives last week, and my fear is there's no box. There's a box, obviously, because we're looking at it, but there's no bees. I have a feeling this one got robbed out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, poo. But all things being equal, what I could do is a couple of splits. So here's the question. What do I do? You know, do I just pull a couple of frames, throw them in there, and hope for the best? Obviously check, make sure there's brood and there's the right stage of brood so that they can make a queen, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was just a small hive. They got robbed out. I think what happened is this. If you'll notice, that hive is really close to that one. What happens is we get something that's called drift. They'll leave this hive, go do their thing, find nectar or whatever, and they'll just come back to this one. And these bees are okay with them coming back in there because, hey, they got pollen and nectar. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they be okay with that? And then they leave and come back and leave and come back. And that continues to happen. They continue to leave this one, never to return. And so what happens is the population just continues to drop and drop and drop. The queen can't reproduce fast enough, and eventually the hive just goes away. So that stinks. But that's a part of beekeeping. It happens. It's that's the risk you run when you've got hives this close together, because in the wild they wouldn't be this close. There'd be half a mile or a mile between them, and that would not happen. You wouldn't have to worry about drift because they'd be so far apart. But they also wouldn't have to have the kind of boxes that we give them. They would be in a tree or a hollowed out fallen log or something, and that's where they would live. So, empty box. I know the middle one's empty, so what we're going to do is just move to the next one. Stand by. All right, so we're going to take a peek in this one and see what it looks like, because it was in pretty much the same place as the other one last week. Small hive. I fear there's a lot of drift, which is why my two outside hives are so huge, because essentially what's happened is you got two colonies of bees in one box, because that's what has happened. They've drifted from here to that one, and the queen keeps laying like she's got to start that biological drive to make the hive grow. So she's laying eggs, they're maturing, they're coming out of their stages and coming out of their cells and growing that way, but they're also taking bees from another hive and growing that way. So, you know, it's at that stage, they're growing a heck of a lot faster than, hey, look at that. Look at that, some bees. That's nice to see. Maybe they're not going anywhere. Maybe this one's doing okay. Took away some nectar. Might come out tonight and shut them down so that tomorrow I can take this hive and move it. And if I've got any drift, that'll stop it. Because what I'll do is I'll move them far, you know, 20 or 30 feet far, not, you know, a mile or something, but far enough away where I don't have to worry about any drift occurring. You know, 20 or 30 feet or so will be plenty. Well, that's nice to see. Taking away some pollen. Got some on that side. No brood so far. That kind of worries me, but oh, there we go. We got some. It's nice to see. It's not a lot, but it's something. That's okay. As long as we got some, we got a chance. There we go. It's good to see. That's not even package size. That's smaller than package size. Man. That worries me. But, you know, I am of the mind to let bees be bees, because they know more about what they're doing than I do. I've got the entrance down to just enough room for a couple of them to get in, which is what I want. It makes it easier for them to defend. Should some of these bigger hives try to rob them out, it becomes much easier for them to defend just a small opening as opposed to a big one. So that's okay. Tonight, like I said, once it gets dark, I'll come out and I'll shut this one down. I'll close the entrance on the other side. Wait until dark, because by that time, whatever bees are out foraging will have had a chance to return, and this will be the maximum size it can be, pun intended. And then I'll move it. And that'll mean I'll have a couple of really, really, really big hives and a smaller one. Then what I might do tomorrow afternoon is come out, depending on what I see in this last hive. I may come out tomorrow and do some splits, but again, it really depends on what that last hive looks like. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll crack it open and see what we've got. Stand by. All right, so we're about to crack open the last box. I don't know if you can tell, but the entrance there on the right side, there's a lot of activity. So I have a feeling this is gonna be another hive that's the same size as the first one we cracked open. But we'll see. So there's a lot of schmutz in the bottom. I'm sort of glad to see that. That means they've been busy. They've been capping and uncapping, and life has been continuing on. and that's good. You can see there's a lot of wax. Had some moisture down in the bottom, but I'm not shocked because we had some pretty hardcore rains in the last week or so, blowing pretty severely. So it's quite possible that rain was blowing in the front entrance, and but that's why I've got the tray in the bottom to collect all of that and let it run out the back, and they get to continue on and live their life. So let's see what we got going on here. I have a feeling this one's going to be big. Yeah, I look down in here in the caps and I can see these. This one's going to be big, really big. I may I wonder. So real quick, I took the lid off, moved a couple of frames. That way, in case I got swarm cells, or if I got plenty of brood frames in here, I might just do a split and see what's going on. Where did it go? Okay, ladies, you're gonna have to go down so that I can, there we go. Much better. Let's see if we can get the first one out without stirring up a hornet's nest, so to speak. Come on. Well, let's see, what have we got here? And we got some nectar going on in there. Some fresh liquid, so that's good to see. Wow. That is awesome to see. Start drawing that out. That's good to see. That's a potential frame for a split. Scoot that one over. That's a whole lot of drone on that side. You can see some coming out. It's a good frame. Get out of there. Couple of dry queen cells. Could just be practice. They do that sometimes, they'll draw a queen cell someplace just because they can. Yeah, this is a nice one. Wow. Look at that. Uh-oh. Yep. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see that, but look down in there. We got some queens. So, this thing's gonna swarm. So now, I gotta try to find the queen because I'm gonna take advantage of that. Try to find the queen. And we got another one. I could do a couple of splits off of this. That is awesome. I may do that. Got some drone in there. I don't see the queen. What I am gonna do, we're gonna shut her down. Right, one. I can come and open that up tomorrow. Let's see what else we can find, man. This might, I was not planning on doing any splits, but if I had to, I was fully gonna do it, so. Man, a couple of more. Son of a gun. Get out of the way, ladies. Oof. Man, that's what I'm talking about. So we got one. Man, they're prepping for a swarm for sure. So I am trying to control a worst case scenario. I've got a hive with a ton, and I do mean a lot, of swarm cells. I saw multiples. So what we're going to try to do is use that to our advantage. So what I've done is moved, I took a couple of frames out that had swarm cells and moved them into empty boxes. I did that, hoping that I can get a couple more hives out of the deal. So, let's see what happens. So what I've done is created a whole lot of empty space now because I've taken frames out of here and put them in other hives. So, knock wood, I'll have 5 colonies here in a week or two. Never had, here's the thing, I've never had a whole lot of luck doing splits. I don't know why. So I've just never, it's a great way to improve your colony count. You catch it early, free colonies, etc., etc., etc. I don't know. I've never had that kind of luck. I guess the bee gods don't like me or something. I don't know. So the colony population on this one is now down dramatically because I did a double split. I took 2 frames that had swarm cells on them, and moved them into empty boxes along with just a few bees. I didn't want to take a whole lot. I wanted to take enough to take care of them though. And they're going to be small, but that's okay. I'm okay with small because our flow hasn't even started. That means that those queen cells are going to emerge probably in the next week because they weren't there a week ago when I came out, but they are there now. So they're going to be emerging in about a week or 10 days. And that's when, knock wood, our flow is going to start. A couple of weeks. But see, I don't know about that because, and that's a guess. I'm guessing on when the flow is because spring came at such a funky time this year, so much earlier than normal. I don't have any idea what's going on. So we'll see what's going to happen. I got quite a few bees hanging out. All right, stay tuned and we'll break it down and wrap it up. All right, so, man, it has been a crazy day. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Stopped one swarm, hopefully, knock wood. Took a couple of swarm cells out of my big hive, one of my big hives, and a couple of really small splits. So that means I went from 3 to 5 today, man. That's a good day in beekeeping. Anytime you can add to your count like that, man, that's a good thing. And it's still early, so again, knock wood. I have some luck with those splits. I get back up to 5, and they take off during the flow. And I'm hoping. But what I am still going to do is I'm going to come out later today and make one more spot for another box. And those 2 splits, I think I'm going to move. And that'll give me some room over there. That'll put about 6 or 8 feet between hives. Hopefully that'll prevent some drift. If I can get about 20 feet or so between them, that'll be good. I'd like to, like I said, I'd like to move 3 of them, a couple of them, at least 2, into places where they're, they're protected, but, hey, easy now. Hey, go away. There's no need for you to be mad. I'm not even in your box anymore. So I'd like to move a couple, try to prevent drift and some other issues. But we'll see, man. It was a good day to be out here in the yard. Beautiful weather. I'm going to get out of here before she gets a hold of me and tags me. Y'all, be kind.